This man receives a task, which is to manually craft a sniper rifle specifically designed for battlegrounds. Let's see how he does it. First step, he starts by filing the 7.62mm bullets 500 times with a file, to make the bullet surface smooth and even. Second step, using a power drill, he drills a small hole at the bullet's base, ensuring an error within 1mm. Third step, wearing rubber gloves. He pours mercury into the bullet's small hole. This creates a mercury bullet with immense power. If it hits a helmet or a bulletproof vest and even slightly grazes the skin, the mercury, a lethal element, is sufficient to cause fatality. Fourth step, assembling the sniper rifle. The man buys the rifle parts from the black market, fixing the bolt handle and gun frame, inserting the hook-shaped first obstacle iron, attaching the obstacle iron spring and gun casing. The sniper rifle is now assembled. Fifth step, to create a perfect sniper rifle. A silencer is essential to enhance stealth and increase effectiveness in the field. The man named Mike decides to manufacture the silencer himself. Mike is about to handcraft a silencer. He purposefully damages a car bumper, drives to a friend's auto repair shop for maintenance. Claiming he lacks some parts, his friend lets him take whatever he needs. Mike selects a steel pipe, an engine bearing, and some miscellaneous iron pieces. Back at the hotel, he begins making the silencer. Mike removes the bearing from the gear, places the iron pieces on it, and not daring to strike directly to avoid alerting others, he coordinates with the church bell's chimes to shape it as needed. Sixth step, Mike cuts the steel pipe into evenly sized circular pieces, stacks them, encases them, and completes the silencer. Seventh step, he assembles the silencer with the gun body, and Mike's formidable sniper rifle is finished. Have you ever seen such a gun? This is a sniper rifle crafted by an assassin himself. He takes the gun for field shooting. It hits the mark every time, and the sound is minimal. He hands the gun to the buyer, who skillfully tightens the screws, attaches the barrel, fits the silencer, and loads the magazine. The actions are smooth, without a hint of hesitation. Mike secretly times it with his watch. The buyer assembles it in just 10 seconds. This buyer seems unusual. The two arrive at an open space. Mike meticulously introduces the gun's details to the buyer. With this gun, I can hit a fly 1,000 yards away. If you find the silencer too heavy, I shifted the gun's fulcrum forward by 2 centimeters to minimize recoil. Unexpectedly, the sniper rifle is so powerful. The woman takes the sniper rifle, aims at a distant iron target. The first shot misses. The woman adjusts the scope and resumes shooting. Bang, bang, bang. 3 consecutive shots, all hits. The precision of the gun is flawless. The buyer then instructs Mike to walk 200 yards away, and asks him to shoot towards her. Mike is puzzled. Are you crazy? Why would I shoot at you? Especially when you haven't paid. The buyer explains. Shoot at the reeds beside me. Oh, I see. Mike lifts the gun and fires 2 shots. The woman is satisfied. The gun's sound is minimal, nearly impossible to identify the source. The silencer works perfectly. The next day, the buyer receives the gun. Shockingly, the target he wants to kill is Mike. What's going on? Can Mike escape the assassination? Mike is a professional assassin. He's strolling in the snowy field with his girlfriend. When he notices footprints on the ground, Mike has a bad feeling. He glances into the distance, immediately pulls his girlfriend behind a rock. In less than 2 seconds, 2 bullets hit near them. After being an assassin for so many years, someone dared to ambush me. Mike quickly pulls out a handgun, and his girlfriend looks terrified. Why do you own a gun? Mike ignores his girlfriend, peers out to confirm the assassin's position, quietly moves to the other side of the rock. The assassin attempts to dodge and counterattack, but is taken down by Mike with 2 shots. Mike turns the assassin's body and searches, but finds nothing that shows identity. Mike asks his girlfriend to go back and call the police. Unexpectedly, as soon as she leaves, Mike shoots her from behind. As a professional, Mike knows she gave out his location. The assassin's accomplice hears the noise, gets out of the car, loads his gun, and approaches. Unexpectedly, Mike suddenly appears, shoots the accomplice, without forgetting to add another shot. After dealing with the 2 assassins, Mike goes to Rome and reports to his superior. The superior advises him to lay low in a remote town, and gives him an exclusive contact phone. Mike drives to the small town, only to find it's not safe. The assassin maintains daily training, doing 1,000 push-ups and 2,000 pull-ups. He arrives in a small town, noticing the residents acting strangely, all staring at him intensely. Mike senses something wrong. These folks seem like assassins, all experienced for over 30 years. He leaves the town, discarding the phone given by his boss along the way, and goes to another small town, pretending to be a photographer. Mike explores the town, and finds a high-positioned hotel to stay in. overlooking the highway. He walks the town streets, memorizing every road. He proactively calls his boss, who questions why he hasn't been answering calls. Later, the boss says, "I have a task for you." Mike goes to the designated location and meets the buyer. The buyer wants a custom-made sniper rifle. It has to be lightweight, portable, quiet, yet powerful enough. It sounds challenging, but for Mike, it's a piece of cake. Can you assemble a sniper rifle? Mike purchases a box of gun parts, fixes the bolt handle and gun frame, inserts the hook-shaped first obstacle iron, attaches the obstacle iron spring and gun casing. The sniper rifle is assembled. He needs to make a silencer at a repair shop. He finds a steel pipe, a bearing, and some iron pieces. Back at the hotel, he disassembles the bearing, hammers the iron pieces into a concave shape, cuts the steel pipe into 12 pieces, stacks them, fits them perfectly with the gun barrel. The silencer is ready. Only one requirement remains: how to address the firepower issue. Mike uses a file to smooth the bullet's mouth, drills a hole with an electric drill, and carefully drips mercury into the bullet hole. A hollow mercury bullet is ready, combining lethality and toxicity. This type of bullet can kill someone without a trace. Mike and the buyer go to the wilderness. The buyer adeptly assembles the parts, tests the gun, hitting the target with every shot. Then the buyer asks Mike to go to the opposite side and shoot the reeds beside him. Mike lifts the sniper rifle and fires. The silencing effect is excellent. The buyer is pleased and directly purchases the gun. Feeling great, Mike spends intimate moments with his girlfriend Ingrid. In the evening, walking in the alley, Mike keenly senses someone trailing behind him. He swiftly moves through the lanes as the pursuer closely follows. How does the assassin respond to being tracked? Mike takes off his shoes, attaches a silencer to his gun, and quietly circles behind the person. Just as Mike is about to shoot, someone on a motorcycle arrives from behind. Mike hides in a narrow alley, and the person quickly turns around. A shot is fired, and the motorcyclist dies. The person escapes in a car, and Mike, riding a motorcycle, chases. He shoots the car's window. Seeing the vehicle still moving, Mike shoots the tire. The car skids and crashes into the roadside. Mike approaches, smashes the driver's window, strangles the person, takes his gun, creating the illusion of a fatal accident. It seems his address is exposed, but only the superiors know where he is. Could it be him that leaks the information? That night, Mike tosses and turns, unable to sleep. He seeks out Ingrid, and with her company, he sleeps well. Waking up in the morning, while Ingrid is showering, Mike feels unsafe. The assassin checks his girlfriend's bag and finds a gun. Could she also be here to kill him? Mike tracks her for a week but doesn't notice anything unusual. The two go to the riverside, and Mike decides to test her again, giving her a chance to kill him. Ingrid undresses and swims in the river, enjoying herself, while Mike remains vigilant. Ingrid comes out, searches for something in her bag. Is she going to pull out a gun? Meanwhile, Mike's gun is ready to shoot. Time passes, and Ingrid only takes out a bottle of sunscreen, asking him to help apply it. He questions her about why she carries a gun, and she explains that 2 prostitutes were killed recently, so she's carrying it for self-defense. Mike realizes he overthought it. Ingrid expresses a desire for a peaceful life with him, and Mike agrees. Mike calls his superior, stating that after completing this job, he's done. The boss agrees, but Mike senses something is off. Knowing the boss's temper, he wonders why he would easily let him go. Mike goes to meet the buyer for the sniper rifle deal, throwing in 30 bullets as a bonus. Once confirmed, the buyer, carrying the box, goes to the restroom. In the bathroom, he prepares the gun. At the same time, everyone else leaves the shop. Mike senses something is wrong, takes out his gun, and steps out. The buyer takes the remaining payment from the car, and extends his hand to the bag, obviously preparing to pull out a gun. Both act calm on the surface but are ready to shoot. Just then, a group of children gets off a school bus. Seeing no opportunity, the buyer leaves in his car. Mike goes to the square where an event is taking place, finds Ingrid, and starts chatting with her. However, something is about to happen. Assassins can also become targets. The buyer's gun is aimed at Mike's head, and she pulls the trigger. However, Mike remains unharmed. Surprisingly, the buyer falls from the 2nd floor. After talking to his boss, Mike secretly tampered with the gun, making the bullets shoot backward when the trigger is pulled. This way, he sold the sniper rifle to the woman. Mike instructs Ingrid to wait by the river and runs to the buyer. She is barely alive, with a gun in hand. Mike interrogates her about who sent her. The buyer reveals it was his boss, then dies. Mike understands that the boss has been manipulating everything from the beginning. The person from the previous night was probably also sent by the boss. Walking in the street, Mike senses his boss following him. He hears footsteps, stops, turns around, and shoots. The boss gets hit and dies on the spot. Having dealt with the boss, Mike drives to the riverside to meet Ingrid. On the way, he feels discomfort in his body. He touches it and finds blood. His kidney has been shot. Mike speeds up, becoming weaker, sweating profusely. Finally, he reaches the riverside and sees Ingrid. He extends his hand, but collapses on the steering wheel before he can touch her. Perhaps this is the fate of an assassin. The end. The film is titled The American. Question of this episode: can bullets really shoot backward after modifying a gun? If you believe they can, comment 111. If not, comment 222. Leave your thoughts in the comments. The ending of Mike is not explicitly stated in the movie, but we prefer to believe that Mike did not die and is happily living with Ingrid. This is the end of this film. Remember to like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye.